we are with Michele, and Michele works at the Old Vicarage. Michelle's been working with us for quite some time now, and she's going to talk to us about what we do at the Old Vicarage, which is an adult home for adults on the autistic spectrum. So Michele, can you tell us a little bit about what we do at the Old Vicarage and the type of adults that come here?
Yeah, basically we're a home for adults with Asperger's and autism. We've got 8 adults here at the moment, and we're full. We teach the guys to become more independent. We teach them independent living skills, how to cook, how to do their personal care, living on a day-to-day basis. The guys here are all treated as individuals. They're treated as how we would like to be treated. We don't treat them like they've got a disability. They're like one of us. However, we are professionals and they are residents. They've all got a key worker, that's someone that they can get on with. We're going to try this people matching tour as well for new guys that do come in, so that they're matched with someone that they really get on with and have got a lot in common.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the adults that come here to us that are referred? So is it by local authority, is it by word of mouth, is it by parent, and what sort of situations have they been in?
Well, we get quite a lot of referrals from local authority, and the funding can take quite a while, to get sorted.
So how long would you say funding would take?
We've had a situation where it's taken up to 6 months, and it has been it was a hell of a long road for one gentleman in particular, and he said to us it was like he was living in a limbo, and it was awful for him, But there are some particular cases which are really sad. I mean, for instance, we could assess a gentleman who was, suitable for our home. Because the boroughs take so long and the funding takes a hell of a long time, by the time, we could get round to assessing this gentleman again, he was past, we couldn't meet his needs, he'd had a mental breakdown, and, he just wasn't suitable, to live here anymore.
Okay.
And it also had repercussions on the family, so the mum was ill and whatnot.
Yeah, the thing is, it impacts on the whole family, doesn't it? It just it affects the whole family, the siblings, the mum, the dad.
Yeah, this particular case was quite bad.
Okay. So we've got 8 adults here, and do they come from far and wide? Or?
Yeah, we've got referrals from all over the country actually. We've got Hertfordshire, we did have Sussex, we've got Islington, Hillingdon, where else? I can't think now.
So we get referrals. So can you tell me some of the improvements that some of the adults have made that have come here, obviously without naming names?
Well, we've had a gentleman here, he's been with us for quite a while. He was experiencing some quite severe OCD, and he was having a really bad time. But, with the good key worker, a robust team, excellent routine, a very good structure. This gentleman has come from being 2 to 1 out in the community, to going out on his own, mixing with just anybody in a pub and chatting, he'd go up to people now and say, how are you, I'm so and so, and he wouldn't be able to do that before. He's talking to members of the opposite sex, he's going to the cinema, and he's able to, turn around to one of the other residents here that are able to say, come on, should we go out tonight? And he wouldn't be able to do that before, and he's flourished. And obviously medication has been dropped, and I can see a really positive future for this gentleman.
Okay, between the college that we have, West London Community College, and the home, we've formed a football team, and also from adults that are out within the community. Can you talk a little bit about their first football match abroad to Gran Canaria?
All right, yeah. We've some of the guys here in the football team, obviously, and they went with the college guys. They had a fantastic time over there. It was 4 staff. 2 from the college and 2 from here, and it was all guys, so you can imagine that, can't you? But they had a brilliant time. They went to the semi-finals, I believe, and they had a fantastic time. They come back, and they wouldn't be able to do that in any other environment. Well, I don't think so, because we give them the opportunity to fulfil their goals and their aspirations, and this was one of them, a holiday to Gran Canaria with all the guys, although they were doing a tournament, and they had the best time.
So I know for some of the guys it was the first time that they'd been away from either home or had been away from their parents to go away for a whole week to Gran Canaria. So obviously the anxiety levels that's associated with that.
Yeah, anxiety levels would have been high, but like I said before, with the good staff in experience, staff that are trained in autism specific, you know, they had a brilliant time and there was no problems, and you know, they come back and they flourished, and there was relationships built out there between the guys from the home and the college. I know they go to the college together, but there's actual friendships now with not just like, oh, my friend at college. They are, you know, bonding with each other, and it was really good.
Okay, what I'd like to do now is to have a walk around the Old Vicarage just to show people what a residential home for adults with autism can be like, because I have visited some of the homes where it's just not where I would personally like to put my own son, but this I feel is somewhere, and a lot of people have come to visit the Old Vicarage, of where I would think would be a perfect place for an adult with autism to come and live at the Old Vicarage. So if you'd like to follow us, we'd like to give you a tour. We're at the Old Vicarage at the moment, so we're just coming out into the garden, and Michelle's going to talk to us about the services that we can offer to our adults here at the Old Vicarage.
Well, basically we've got a really nice garden. The guys really enjoy coming out in the summer, and we do quite a lot of activities. We hold certain parties throughout the year, celebrations and whatnot, and we've got a really good relationship with our next door neighbours. We have birthday parties, bonfire night, fancy dress, and we invite all the surrounding neighbours who sometimes do come. However, if they don't, they send a card and whatnot. So they're really, really nice guys, and do appreciate the good work that goes on in the vicarage. I'm just going to take you to the wellbeing room now. The guys come in here twice a week and they have yoga sessions. One of our guys has a private yoga session on a Wednesday, and it's Tuesday today, so we've got yoga tonight at 4:30. So I'll just take you in and show you what goes on. It's mainly used for counselling sessions and yoga, and also it's somewhere to sit down where the guys want to chill out and relax. If they want to get away from the building, it's nicely furnished, and we've got some soft lighting in here. On a Tuesday night, the guy comes to do yoga, so all the floors cleared. The guys come and prepare it themselves before the gentleman turns up, and they really benefit from this yoga session because it teaches them how to deep breathe, and deal with anxieties that they're suffering with in a moment of stress. So I believe it benefits them, really a lot.
I know a lot with adults with autism and children as well, they find it really difficult to relax. They don't know how to relax, so we have to teach them strategies through the school, through the home, through the college. So what other ways do you feel that we can help adults with autism to help them relax? So we're talking about yoga. Is there anything else you feel that we can do?
We have counselling sessions in here, and that helps a lot. I mean, some of the guys don't like to come to the yoga, and they benefit a lot from having these counselling sessions. They build up a trust with the person that's facilitating the counselling sessions, and also this person that we do use does CBT, and that helps a lot as well. But then, some of the guys choose not to have it and just want to come in here and put their feet up and listen to some music they want to enjoy listening to and get away. Or they like to stroll around the garden, which is good because we've got a hell of a big garden. And even if they just want to walk around, we've got a trampoline at the end of the garden where some of the guys like to jump up and down and relieve some anxiety, But, I think this place is really good for the guys like that, and there's so many opportunities here for them, and even if we don't have what they want, they've only got to come to us and ask, and if we can make that happen, we will do our hardest to do it for them.
You actually touched on a subject of trust, because I see a lot of children that have come to us that have been bullied in mainstream school, or they basically have been let down by the system. So trust is a big issue with children, and it's also a big issue with adults, because obviously they've gone through the system, they've come to crisis point, people have promised them various things, whether it be through social services, whether it be through education, and trust is a big issue, I feel, with adults and children with autism. And when they come to us, it takes a little bit of while really to trust us.
In this place, the staff and the residents get on really well. It's like a big family here. Although we are professionals and they're residents, it's still a family. There's a bond. You can't help but bond with these guys, and there is big trust between the staff and the residents. If they want to come to us with any type of problem, we would gladly sit down and discuss it with them, and they know that they've got our undivided attention, and they know they can trust us with anything. And that's what works here. That's what I feel. I mean, when you come into the home, it doesn't feel like any type of residence that I've been in. It feels like a home, a family environment. And even with the families itself, the parents and the siblings, there's just a bond.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember when Esther Ranson, our patron, came here, she was like overwhelmed by this house, because she said a lot of the homes she'd been to visit to actually smelt of urine and boiled cabbage. She just said she would quite happily live here.
Yeah. Now. I'll just shut the door quickly. There's quite a lot of guys here. Like I said earlier, there's 8. So we've got 2 washing machines and 2 tumble dryers, and we've also got a rotor on the wall. This is so that the guys who can read, know what day they're washing and at what time. And also we've got a chart here for the symbols for the washing and stuff. For the gentleman at the moment who doesn't read, he has a one-to-one, but he's better than some of the guys that can. I think they take advantage. But yeah, it's nice size, and it's never too packed in here. So, this is our kitchen. It's a nice size. The guys get a cupboard each, and they've all got their name on it. We've got a gentleman who can't read at the moment, so his particular symbol is Tottenham Hotspur, so he knows it's his cupboard. They get £40 a week maximum to get their own shopping with, and they go out with a key worker to get this shopping. We advise healthy eating here. We don't believe in sweets and chocolates. There's always fresh fruit, fresh veg, and the guys are encouraged to eat with the red, amber, green system, red being not good, amber being okay, and green being really good. We've got a running menu, which isn't here at the moment. But,
so what sort of things do the guys make? So have we got any vegetarians here?
We haven't got any vegetarians here, but we have got a gentleman who's got a wide, palate. He's eaten everything, and they choose what they like to eat. I mean, we've got this running rota system at the moment for the menus. Each resident has chosen 7 meals of their choice, and that's quite a lot of meals through the year because there's 8 of them, and we rotate it. Foods that they're eating at the moment are pasta, salmon, plenty of fish, chicken, meat, and some of the menus are quite complex, however can be made easy. I mean, for instance, we wouldn't expect them to make a whole meal. If they wanted to do spaghetti bolognese, for instance, like they'd assist with measuring how much spaghetti goes in the pot and stir the mince and help with the chopping, and it gives them an idea. And during the weekend they'll have like snacks, which is beans on toast, which is easy to prepare, and they can do their own sandwiches now. I mean, there's a gentleman here that couldn't do a sandwich when he first arrived. Now he's doing sandwiches and preparing his own meals, which is excellent. Okay. So that works really well. We've got 2 nice sized fridges, they've all got their own little compartment in the fridge, and all their food's labelled, and they've all got their own freezer compartment as well for their ready meals, and if they choose to have their own bread and their own milk, they can freeze it. So everybody's got their own little section, which is nice.
Okay, so off to the dining room
It's
now.
the heart of the home, because this is where most of the socialising takes place. The guys, nearly all the guys, eat together in the evening, which is nice, and they sit down and they talk about their day, and there's a bit of banter and stuff like that.
And this was something that they found difficult when they first came here.
I mean, there was a couple of guys here that just didn't want to eat with anyone else. They, wanted to sit on their own. But, through, gentle persuasion and seeing how much the other guys are enjoying their meal and that, they soon joined in. And it's great because they sit with the staff as well. And there isn't a divide. The staff and the residents are all together. That's what I love about this place. And they get to choose what they want to eat, and I can't explain. I get really quite emotional actually, because I really love seeing the guys interacting like this. And there's guys that have needed to put on weight, which have now, because they're relaxed and they're enjoying their meal times, and it's brilliant.
So how long have you been with us now, Michelle?
I joined the organisation in 2003. I was on the other side of the organisation. And then I joined the Old Vicarage in 2007 as deputy, and then my predecessor left, and then I was successful in the manager's role in September 2007. So I've been with you guys quite a long time.
So she's been flourishing with us, because we focus on a lot of personal development within the company that we have. So training. I think you want to do
Yeah,
an
I mean,
autism
I've got
degree.
the chance. I've been given the chance this year to do an autism degree, and I'm really excited about that. So, yeah.
Can I point a picture to you that's been with us since we very first started? When we very first opened the home, one of the managers that was here spotted this picture in a shop, and she said it reminded her of myself and Patrick and Angelo when we very first opened the school.
Everyone asks if that's you, though.
I suppose it's because I've got short hair, so they think it's Patrick and Angelo and I, so I really like that picture.
Yeah.
Right, can we go into one of the smaller lounges?
I don't know why. I think that it's because it's smaller. I don't know. Yeah, it seems to be used quite a lot. We've got rock band for the guys that like to have a game on the Wii console, which goes down quite well. And also cinema evenings, which we do here, like DVD nights. The guys get to choose a video and then they watch it and then talk about it after. Most of the guys sit in here in the morning and have their breakfast and watch TV and catch up on the news. We've got one gentleman in particular that prefers a conservatory, but that's because he likes to have more space and watch his Bond movies. Okay, the conservatory lounge, larger, as you can see. We've got a pool table in here at the moment, which we're looking to get rid of now because some of the guys have decided, they'd like some gym equipment. So there might be a little bit of a switch round soon. We're going to bring the dining room in here and put a breakfast table in the other dining room so that there's a separate area in the morning for breakfast because some of the guys like to sit on their own. And then we're thinking of moving some of this gym equipment into the wellbeing room so we can have yoga, gym, and they'll benefit from a bit more.
When we first bought this house about 5-6 years ago, I can't remember.
2005.
Yeah, 2005. It didn't actually have this conservatory, so it was difficult to try and find a house that fitted in as then with the sea sky regulations. So what we had to do was we had to think out the box, and we thought if we put a conservatory on here, then it would meet the requirements of the sea sky regulations. So we built this conservatory, and it's actually one of the features of the house, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's quite a lot goes on in here. Like I said, when we have parties and get-togethers, we normally have the food in here, don't we?
Yes.
And everyone congregates in here, and it's great because all the families get to meet each other and they can chat and share, emotions, experiences and stuff like that. It's brilliant, and the bond continues.
Okay, we can't actually show you the bedrooms of the adults themselves because obviously, they need their privacy, but just to give you a flavour of what the home's like, and we hope you've enjoyed your visit with us.